a video because I've messed up. So I was moving some files around on my computer and I've lost some videos. So we kind of need to some long-term projects. I've kind of lost the start of the video, so I kind of need to make the start of the video again. But I can make the start of the video again because I don't want to have to waste 3 months of time. So this video is about me wrapping some feta in some wild garlic ash. So previous video that I published will be about wild garlic leaves that I dried, and then I roasted in the oven. So I roasted them in a tinfoil pouch. So I kind of wrapped up a bit of tinfoil to make a pouch, and then put the dried wild garlic leaves in them, and then baked it in the oven at 200 degrees for about half an hour, 40 minutes, 45 minutes, something like that, until they turned into ash. And then I ground them up like this, so it's like ash powder. So it doesn't taste of what you think it's going to taste like. It tastes like ash. So it's not it's got a little bit of the characteristics of the wild garlic, because we haven't set the wild garlic on fire, so it didn't burn and turn into ash that way. We have blackened it in the oven, so it's remained. It's not got like a burnt flavour. It kind of tastes like. Does ash taste burnt? I haven't tasted, to be honest. I don't know. I haven't tasted that much ash in my life, but it doesn't got a burnt flavour. And I suppose, I mean, although we are coming into wild garlic season soon, so we are in February at the moment, start of February, and we're just about, so the wild garlic in the garden's just about coming through. So give it another month, and you would be able to collect some wild garlic, dry it, and then turn it into ash. So, but I lost the start of the video, so, and it's 3 months old. So that was, watch the previous video before to know how to get to that stage. But we can use any old dried herbs. So, but something suitable, parsley. What else did I think it was? Yeah, basil, anything like that. Nothing too strong. So you don't kind of want a sage or rosemary, but like a basil. I don't think coriander would work, but like basil and parsley type of thing. Do the same kind of project if you don't want to faff around with wild garlic. So then I just bought a big block of feta from my cheesemonger, and then I patted took the feta out of the packaging, and I dusted the ash all over it, and then put it in an airtight container and left it at the bottom of the fridge for 3 months so far. Well, just about 3 months, just a few days short. So this is it's like an update of what's happened after 3 months. So it started to smell more like a mature cheese than a feta would. So it looks like it's doing okay. My hands are clean. So when I did this before, it really started to soften. What did I use before? Oh, I just burnt some wood and made some ash that way. So and then I dusted the feta in it, and it turned out really well. And I know it turned out that well because my cheesemonger friend was shocked. He was like, "You've made that," and he was like, "What kind of ash?" And he was like, "It's really good, is that?" And I think he was shocked that I made something with just some shop bought feta and homemade ash, airtight container, bottom of the fridge for a couple of months, and it turned into this cheese that matured. And so, like, if you imagine a brie, quite a young brie is kind of quite firm, but then it starts to soften around the outside, and that's what happened. It softened around the outside. So I don't know why this is taking longer than 3 months for that to kind of happen. I'm not going to cut into it yet. We're probably going to leave it another a month, 2 months, maybe 2 months in the fridge, and just kind of see what happens. I've just removed that to just remove the condensation. So that's it. Unfortunately, we didn't have the start of the video, but it's just straightforward. You bake that, you turn it into a powder, you dust that powder on the feta. There's the video on how to do that, and there is the other video on me making the mature feta with wood ash. But this is just a different variation. We're using the wild garlic ash. I'm repeating myself. I know I am. So that's an update after 3 months. We'll give it certainly another month. We might even give it another 2 months. We might even give it 6 months in total. But we'll see. But there we go. It's just a bit sad that I lost this start of the video. But anyway, not to worry. Things happen, don't they? A bit of the feta fell off and it's rolled in that ash. So I was going to save that ash, but I can't really do that if it's going to have these bits of cheese in. So let's just taste that. Get rid of the excess ash and see what it tastes like. It's quite nice already. Anyway, so I'm back in a month's time. Update on this ash rolled cheese. So, ooh, made a trapped air sound. My cheesemonger mate frowned at me when I said how long I'd had this. He said it's probably gone funky. So, as we can see, there is liquid in there, which is obviously evaporated out of the cheese. So liquid evaporates out, and that's when cheese becomes harder and creamier, and because the consistency changes with the amount of liquid compared to fat. So he reckons it will be 10 months been in the fridge. This 10 months. So how does it smell? It's alright. It smells alright. It's not got any bad looking mould on it. So how am I going to cut into this? I don't want to cut into it like that. It's not softened up. I don't know if it's caused a crust or not. And I haven't got one of those cheese things to dip into it. So clean knife. Let's oh no, it's that that's moving underneath. So my hands are clean. It feels pretty solid. Let's see if we can cut out a segment. Well, that's answered that question, hasn't it? So it's not. How does it taste? It tastes like a creamier feta. It's not done the same as the other ash cheese that I made. So, but it's not gone funky, and it's not softened like the other one. So it might be really soft in there. It went really gooey. But it might be because I've used a different ash. So the last ash that I made was a wood ash, whereas this is the ash made from wild garlic. So are we going to give it a year? Let's give it a year, and then we'll cut into it, and then we'll kind of see. Because certainly we won't want to be aging longer than a year. But it's not gone funky. It's not gone horrible. It's just not gone like the other. So back in a couple of months. Right, this has now been in the fridge for a year. Hard to believe, actually. I don't know where this last year's gone. I do, actually. I've been busy making lots of videos. So we can see that moisture has come out of the cheese. So it should have become a lot richer than it was. Now, let's just get rid of that moisture off the base. It smells like it started to mature. It smells like mature feta. Got a bit of, it smells a bit like fatty. I don't know how to describe that, but it's to me it smells like fatty. In fact, feta, if you buy it and keep it in the fridge, I'll show you. So this is just, well, it's Greek solid cheese, but it's in the style of feta. So that goes out of date January next year, January 25. So if you were to keep that for a couple of months past its sell-by date, that cheese vastly improves in flavour. In fact, it vastly improves in flavour if you take it up right up to its use-by date. You get a much nicer cheese. But anyway, let's cut into this. I haven't got a proper cheese knife at home, and I haven't got my cheese cutter. Do I really want to go into the centre? Yes. Let's see what happens. Feels soft. It feels soft. My hands are clean. So let's just let that cheese off so we don't get too much of the vegetable ash, or the wild garlic ash, going into the centre of the cheese. I really should weigh it. I can weigh it now, can't I? How does it look? Not that much different. It will have lost weight. Let's weigh it. Let's pause and we'll weigh it. Right. I've got my scales and everything. So, are we recording? Yes, we are. So this is a block of feta that I just bought. That I just thought I'll just buy it and I'll keep it in the fridge for forever. How long? So it's already 5 months old. So that weighs 900 grams. So I presume, since it was that type of feta that I bought for this should started out weight at 900 grams. Turn the scales on and we'll see. I don't like these new scales. You have to press the button really hard to get them to turn on. You press the button and it clicks, but it doesn't turn on. So I don't really know what that's about. So that weighs 815 grams. So we've lost about 100 grams because there will be the weight of the ash on there as well. So we've lost about 100 grams worth of weight through a maturing process. Making a mess of my hands. Let's take a slice out the centre and see what we think. It hasn't matured like the one that I rolled in wood ash, but that's a nice handy bit there, isn't it? How does that taste? Do you know, it's alright, is that? That's alright, is that? So, it's quite nice, is that? It's got a depth of flavour, but it is a year old and it's been wrapped in an ash. So, what are my thoughts? My thoughts are, I'd rather go with a wood ash than a vegetable ash. I think it's stopped it from maturing, which is a good thing, but I wanted it to mature. I wanted it to go soft in the centre. So, it's probably down to it being a lot finer, maybe. You can't taste the ash, the wild garlic ash. And do you know what? That's quite nice, is that? I was talking with my friend Cheesemonger, and I said that there was some like goat cheese that were wrapped in ash that had a bit of a aftertaste to them that I didn't like. This hasn't got that aftertaste, and I don't think it's because they are made from goat's cheese. I think there's just something about the maturing kind of process that just has an aftertaste that I just don't kind of quite like. But that you can buy vegetable ash from Amazon. I've seen it. I've forgotten what it is, but it's like a food grade vegetable ash. As an experiment, it's kind of quite interesting. For a year, for something to sit for a year in the bottom of your fridge, it seems a bit excessive. Whereas when I used the wood ash, I got the maturity that I wanted in about 3 months. So that similar, an exact kind of same process. So but interesting, and it just goes to show that you can mature cheese at home, and you can mature feta, which most people would kind of think was like a soft cheese, and therefore you couldn't mature it. But it's interesting. It's interesting and it's nice, and I think I'll use it. I'm certainly using it. I'm certainly going to eat it. I'm not going to waste it. Experiment-wise, interesting. Not amazing results. Not amazing results. I think this after 6 months, not going too soft yet. We've got quite a lot of liquid coming out of it. So, but I think that after 6 months would probably have that kind of flavour. So I don't think you need to faff with the ash. I think you could just buy a block of feta like that and keep it in the bottom of the fridge for 6 months or a year, or take it right up to the sell-by date. So take it 8 months, and I think we'll have a really good cheese. But that's going to be another video with that one. Or maybe I'll just do this is a cheese that I've had for 6 months, and I'm going to open it. So interesting from my point of view, therefore a success. And yeah, I'm definitely going to eat that. I wouldn't have any problems serving it to friends. Now, if there's no more videos after this one, then I've poisoned myself. And good night, good luck.